everybody, welcome back to the Casper Planetarium. It's time for another virtual field trip. So as you can see here, I've got our sky set for today, May 11th, right before sunset, about 7:15. So we're going to talk today a little bit about bright objects we can see in the sky along a line we call the ecliptic. So let's turn off our landscape here and let's talk about what the ecliptic is. The ecliptic is just an imaginary line in the sky which is basically the plane of our solar system. This is where we find the sun, the moon, and the planets of our solar system. So let's speed up time just a little bit until our sky gets a little bit darker here. There we go. And let's go forward to about there we go, 7:30. And if your eyes are sharp and if the sky is nice and clear, we can see several objects right along the ecliptic there. Now tonight the moon is in new phase, so that means that we can't see the moon right now. But over the next few nights, we'll show you something really cool. Over the next few nights, let's jump forward. Over the next few nights, the moon will slowly move in the sky. Tomorrow night, it will be right next to the planet Venus. The next night, it'll be next to the planet Mercury. And then 2 nights later, it'll be very close to the planet Mars. So, after tonight, the moon will be in what we call a waxing crescent phase. And each night it'll get a little bigger and a little bit brighter. In fact, let's back up and see if we can watch that happen. So let's put our cursor here over the moon here. And let's see if we can zoom in just a little bit. Well, maybe that's not quite the way I want to do it. Let's do it this way. Let's put our cursor next to the moon. Let's select the moon, and let's zoom in on the moon. So, tonight, new moon. Obviously, we can't see the moon. Okay. Tomorrow night, it'll be a very, actually, let's go forward in time just a little bit. There we go. Still might not be able to see it tomorrow night. Okay? But the next night, it'll be a very thin crescent moon next to the planet Mercury, a little larger crescent moon, and then a larger crescent moon on the 15th near the planet Mars. So let's talk about some of those objects that we can see in that part of the sky. Okay. So let's turn around and face towards the west a little bit. And let's first talk about the one that's closest to the horizon and will be, there we go, be fairly bright in the sky, the planet Venus. Okay, now the Venus is sometimes referred to as the morning or the evening star, although it's not a star, but it depends on where it is in its orbit around the sun. So if we zoom in on Venus here, Venus, just like the moon, goes through phases in the sky. Although right now it's going to look kind of like a very bright dot in the sky. You notice there it's got clouds. That's because it means it is the hottest planet in our solar system. Hotter even than Mercury, surprising, because those clouds cause a runaway greenhouse effect. Well, if we keep going, but the next object along the ecliptic, and this is a little bit harder to see. Whoops, there we go. I need to back up one. Well, I goofed up my slide set, that's okay. Is the planet Mercury. Now Mercury is was named after the messenger of the gods, because he's really, really fast. It only takes 88 Earth days for Mercury to orbit around the sun once. So that means sometimes we see it in the evening sky, sometimes first thing in the morning before dawn. And Mercury, if we were to zoom in on it, looks an awful lot like Earth's moon. It has lots and lots of craters, although no telescope that we have here on Earth would give you this view. This is a view from orbiting spacecraft. But because it has a lot of craters on it, it means that it doesn't have any atmosphere. Now, the next bright object along the ecliptic is right next to the moon tonight, or on the 15th, excuse me, it'll be next to is the planet Mars. There we go. And Mars looks like a reddish-orange ball. Now, if you don't catch Mars during the month of May, you're going to have to wait until next winter to be able to see it, because right now, the planet Mars is located in the constellation Gemini, the Twins. Now, there is a name for all of the constellations that are located along the ecliptic. Okay? We call them the Zodiac. These are the constellations that lie along the ecliptic, and Venus and Mercury are in the constellation Taurus right now. Mars is in Gemini, and all of these constellations took on special significance because that's where we found the planets. Now, another really bright object that is along the ecliptic is the star Regulus in the constellation Leo the Lion. Okay, so here we've got Leo the Lion, and right there is the star Regulus. Now, Regulus, let me turn on our information here. Regulus is a blue giant star, about 79 light years from Earth, 77 to 79 light years. It's 3.8 times more mass of the Sun and 316 times brighter than the Sun. So if we speed up time, so we can see our stars, there is where Regulus is. Now, if we keep going along the ecliptic, we come to the next brightest star along there, and we come to the brightest star in Virgo, the maiden, called Spica. And Spica is also a blue supergiant star, 11 times more massive than the Sun, but a whopping 20,000 times brighter than the Sun. So why does it look huge and blazing in the sky? Well, it's because it's over 250 light years away from Earth. Now, these are some of the bright objects that we can see along the line we call the ecliptic during this mid part of May. And if you'd like to know more about these constellations or hear some stories about these constellations, be sure to join us here at the Casper Planetarium. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.